So, as Wayne mentioned, I'm with the Sustainability Consortium, and we're very excited that the Soil Health Institute has joined within the last year. And it's just awesome to be here. This is my first soil health meeting, and I'm excited to learn all the things that you're going to share this week. But I wanted to start by sharing just a little bit about the consortium. How many of you are familiar with what we call TSC? I've seen some familiar faces. Great. Well, this won't be too boring for you then. So as Wayne mentioned, I'm the Senior Manager for Membership and Development, so I really get to interact with our members who are corporations, NGOs, academia on a very regular basis. So I kind of hear a little bit from everybody pretty frequently. I'm not the technical expert, however, so you'll need to see my colleague Amanda Raster, who's also here if you have follow-up questions about any of the sort of technical information I'm about to share. Here we go. Okay. So where is TSC and who are we? So we're a global organization. It's interesting, we're administered by 2 universities. So Arizona State University in Phoenix, and then the University of Arkansas, which is actually kind of in Walmart's backyard. So that tells you a little bit about how we got started. Our mission is just to use the best sustainability science, so we're also science-driven, to create better and more sustainable products. So we talk about consumer goods supply chains a lot at TSC. That's our main focus. And as we all know, especially those in this room, there are a ton of moving parts in consumer goods supply chains. And there's a lot that you could focus on, but how do you figure out where to focus and where to make the biggest impact as quickly as possible? So that's really where we were created. So we're taking sustainability science and translating that into business tools so that our members, and even those who aren't members, maybe they're receiving a survey from Walmart or another retailer, can take that information and use it to measure and improve year over year. And the reason that's important, I think we all know this, is because 1, it could save you money. 2, it could prevent risk. 3, it could unlock other innovations within your supply chain. And 4, because it creates a more holistic environment for all of us who are trying to improve. I talked about retailers. Again, we were started by Walmart. They were the first retailer to use our system. But to date, and we're about 9 years old, we've got this many retailers. There's about 12 that are using our system in some way. Every retailer uses it in a different way, and that's fine. We're a very flexible system. But that equates to about 2,000 companies who responded to our metrics, and then about $200 billion worth of sales measured with TSC's KPIs. So Wayne talked about soil health joining our organization, which I'm thrilled about. This is just kind of a glimpse of that diverse pool of members that we have. And again, there are nonprofits, corporations, academia, and then even some experts that we invite to contribute to what we do. And we're at a product category level, so that's important to also keep in mind. There are lots of organizations who look at product level questions, but we're at a product category level, and there are actually 15 or less questions per category so that companies can really focus on the top areas of impact. So we develop hotspots that are actually correlated to the biggest issues within that supply chain. And we're not reinventing the wheel. So take comfort in knowing that a lot of what we do is to actually pull together some of the great work that other standards, certifications, initiatives are already doing within the industry, and we pull them into what we're doing at TSC and work for alignment. That's another reason we're excited to work with soil health. And briefly, I'm just going to say, we talk about toolkits all the time at the consortium. This is what a toolkit looks like. This has the questions, the references, the actual improvement opportunities someone could use. And this can be applied in different ways, whether it's for a strategy or if you're just trying to understand what the corporations are responding to. It's a great resource. Now, so we've developed these 130 product categories, and that's actually covered most of the consumer goods industry. So there's not a need to create many more. We do, of course, if someone requests it, but what we're really excited to do now is take the information that we've seen over the last 3 or 4 years of implementation and look at the areas that are still have large gaps. So we're developing action-oriented projects that are actually focused on those gap issues and taking collaborative action. So this is what we call our innovation program. And you can see here, there's actually several in the pipeline, literally in a pipeline. And they range from food waste to wastewater and textiles to circular economy, sustainable coffee, and really it's all member driven. So if someone says, you know, we really need to take action on this particular issue, but we need to join forces and tackle it together, we're actually pretty open to discussing moving forward on something like that. So now I want to talk more about our agriculture sector, which is led by my colleague Amanda Raster, who's also here, as I mentioned. So we have a few things going on, just a few, within this sector. One, I'm really excited about. Every year we do what we call our supplier trainings and webinars, and it's got a fancy title, Achieving Your Sustainability Targets. And so what that means is we're letting our peer-to-peer webinar series help inform others on how they can improve their sustainability performance. And so this year, we're excited that Soil Health Institute will actually be co-hosting our agriculture webinar within this series. That's on November 29th. You can tune in. It's open for anybody to attend. We're also looking at improving our improvement opportunities, which is kind of funny, but it's necessary because we can't just keep doing the same things over and over. We've got to strive for more. So that's actually something we're doing collaboratively within all of our sectors. And then we're also revamping our social sustainability content, and we're actually, we have an ag metrics task force, and they're focusing on aligning all those metrics within the industry, like I mentioned previously. So we're also looking at this big project we've been doing for almost a year now around connectivity and ag supply chains, and this is really important, I think, for this group to understand and be aware of. We've been working with, actually Amanda's been working with about 6 other platforms, metrics platforms, to create that alignment, but then go out and see how to reduce the burden of the farmer having to report all this data through these multiple platforms. So they've been doing case study interviews and asking, where's the real business value proposition for a farmer to do this and actually report? And again, it's nice to work with other companies and organizations who have a direct link to a farmer that we can actually get real information from. And we're doing a pilot actually right now with the Potato Sustainability Initiative as well.